I have done 30 plus certifications and am here to guide you throughout your certification journey. In this video, we will be covering some important questions of the AI 900 exam. You can find the complete PDF of this video and our practice questions through the link down in the description. To the important questions, question 1. For a machine learning progress, how should you split data for training and evaluation? For a machine learning progress, we should randomly split the data into rows for training and rows for evaluation. Thus, the correct option is B. The split data module is particularly useful when you need to separate data into training and testing sets. Use the split rows option if you want to divide the data into two parts. You can specify the percentage of data to put in each split, but by default, the data is divided 50-50. You can also randomize the selection of rows in each group and use stratified sampling. Question 2. Company employs a team of customer service agents to provide telephone and email support to customers. The company develops a web chat bot to provide automated answers to common customer queries. Which business benefit should the company expect as a result of creating the web chat bot solution? As a result of creating the web chat bot solution, the company should expect a reduced workload for the customer service agents. Thus, the correct option is B. Implementing a web chat bot reduces the workload for customer service agents by automating responses to common queries. This allows agents to focus on complex issues, improving efficiency and customer experience. The bot operates 24 by 7, providing instant assistance, reducing wait times, and enhancing overall support without needing additional human resources. Question 3. You build a machine learning model by using the automated machine learning user interface. You need to ensure that the model meets the Microsoft transparency principle for responsible AI. What should you do? Here in this question, in order to ensure that the model meets the Microsoft transparency principle for responsible AI, we should enable explain best model. Thus, the correct option is B. Most businesses run on trust, and being able to open the ML black box helps build transparency and trust. In heavily regulated industries like healthcare and banking, it's critical to comply with regulations and best practices. One key aspect of this is understanding the relationship between input variables and model output. Knowing both the magnitude and direction of the impact each feature has on the predicted value helps better understand and explain the model. With model explainability, we enable you to understand feature importance as part of automated ML runs. As part of automated ML runs. Question 4. You are designing an AI system that empowers everyone, including people who have hearing, visual, and other impairments. This is an example of which Microsoft guiding principle for responsible AI. The given scenario is an example of the inclusiveness Microsoft guiding principle for responsible AI. Thus, the correct option is B. Inclusiveness. At Microsoft, we firmly believe everyone should benefit from intelligent technology, meaning it must incorporate and address a broad range of human needs and experiences. For the 1 billion people with disabilities around the world, AI technologies can be a game changer. Question 5. You are building an AI system. Which task should you include to ensure that the service meets the Microsoft transparency principle for responsible AI? The task that we should include to ensure that the service meets the Microsoft transparency principle of responsible AI is to provide documentation to help developers debug code. Thus, the correct option is C. This aligns with the Microsoft transparency principle, ensuring users and developers understand the system's functionality and can address issues effectively. Question 6. Your company is exploring the use of voice recognition technologies in its smart home devices. The company wants to identify any barriers that might unintentionally leave out specific user groups. This is an example of which Microsoft guiding principle for responsible AI. The given scenario is an example of Microsoft's guiding principle of inclusiveness for responsible AI. Thus, the correct option is C. Question 7. What are three Microsoft guiding principles for responsible AI? The three Microsoft guiding principles for responsible AI are inclusiveness, fairness, and reliability and safety. Thus, the correct options are C, D, and F. The six guiding principles are fairness, inclusiveness, transparency, privacy and security, reliability and safety, accountability. Question 8. You run a charity event that involves posting photos of people wearing sunglasses on Twitter. You need to ensure that you only retweet photos that meet the following requirements. Include one or more faces, contain at least one person wearing sunglasses. What should you use to analyze the images? Here in this question, based on the given requirements, we should use the detect operation in the face service to analyze the image. Thus, the correct option is B. Face detect can be requested to detect also glasses attribute. Question 9. When you design an AI system to assess whether loans should be approved, the factors used to make the decision should be explainable. This is an example of which Microsoft guiding principle for responsible AI. The given scenario is an example of Microsoft's transparency guiding principle for responsible AI. Thus, the correct option is A. Achieving transparency helps the team to understand the data and algorithms used to train the model. What transformation logic was applied to the data, the final model generated, and its associated assets. This information offers insights about how the model was created, which allows it to be reproduced in a transparent way. Question 10. You are building an AI based app. You need to ensure that the app uses the principles for responsible AI. Which two principles should you follow? Two principles that we should follow are to implement a process of AI model validation as part of the software review process and establish a risk governance committee that includes members of the legal team, members of the risk management team, and a privacy officer. Thus, the correct options are B and C. B ensures reliability and safety principle, and C ensures privacy and security principle of AI. Question 11. Which type of machine learning should you use to predict the number of gift cards that will be sold next month? We should use regression to predict the number of gift cards that will be sold next month. Thus, the correct option is B. In the most basic sense, regression refers to prediction of a numeric target. Linear regression attempts to establish a linear relationship between one or more independent variables and a numeric outcome or dependent variable. You use this module to define a linear regression method and you use this module to define a linear regression method and then train a model using a labeled dataset. The trained model can then be used to make predictions. Question 12. You need to predict the sea level in meters for the next 10 years. Which type of machine learning should you use? Here in this question, we need to predict the sea level in meters for the next 10 years. As such, we should use regression. Thus, the correct option is B. Question 13. Which service should you use to extract text, key value pairs, and table data automatically from scanned documents? To extract text, key value pairs, and table data automatically from scanned documents, we should use form recognizer. Thus, the correct option is A. Accelerate your business processes by automating information extraction. Form Recognizer applies advanced machine learning to accurately extract text, key value pairs, and tables from documents. With just a few samples, Form Recognizer tailors its understanding to your documents, both on premises and in the cloud. Turn forms into usable data at a fraction of time and cost, so you can focus more time acting on the information rather than compiling it. Question 14. You use Machine Learning Designer to publish an inference pipeline. Which two parameters should you use to access the web service? The two parameters that we should use to access the web service are the authentication key and the REST endpoint. Thus, the correct options are C and D. You can consume a published pipeline in the published pipelines page. Select a published pipeline and find the REST endpoint of it. To consume the pipeline, you need the REST endpoint for your service, the primary key for your service. Question 15. Medical research project uses a large anonymized dataset of brain scan images that are categorized into predefined brain hemorrhage types. You need to use machine learning to support early detection of the different brain hemorrhage types in the images before the images are reviewed by a person. This is an example of which type of machine learning. The scenario discussed in the question is an example of classification. Thus, the correct option is C. This is classification. There are multiple reasons it is classification. The training data is already tagged as with the correct type of hemorrhage. Classification can be done for more than two classes. You do clustering on a group of inputs, for example, the scan of 10 people. You cannot cluster a single input. Clearly, you get a new scan of a new patient and you want to know what that scan shows. You don't have a group of scans to cluster. Clustering gives no labels. You just get groups and don't know what the label is. But in this question, it is very clear. We want to know the label that belongs to the new scan. Thus, classification. Question 16. When training a model, why should you randomly split the rows into separate subsets? Here in this question, when training a model, we should randomly split the rows into separate subsets to test the model by using data that was not used to train the model. Thus, the correct option is C. First for training, then evaluation. He is referring to the famous train test split that everyone uses to split the dataset into train and test datasets. You lose statistical power by estimating on a subset n like 50% of original n. That is the price you pay for splitting data. For example, a normally independently distributed x has an estimator of arithmetic mean x whose variance inversely related to n. Bigger sample is better for accuracy of a simple arithmetic mean. Question 17. You are building a tool that will process images from retail stores and identify the products of competitors. The solution will use a custom model. Which Azure Cognitive Services service should you use? Here in this question, we need to process images and identify products. As such, the service that we should use is System Vision. Thus, the correct option is A. Is your custom vision is an image recognition service that lets you build, deploy, and improve your own image identifier models. An image identifier applies labels to images according to their detected visual characteristics. Unlike the computer vision service, custom vision allows you to specify your own labels and train custom models to detect them. Question 18. Which type of machine learning should you use to identify groups of people who have similar purchasing habits? Order to identify groups of people who have similar purchasing habits, we should use clustering. Thus, the correct option is C. Clustering is a machine learning task that is used to group instances of data into clusters that contain similar characteristics. Clustering can also be used to identify relationships in a dataset. Question 19. Which metric can you use to evaluate a classification model? We can use true positive rate to evaluate a classification model. Thus, the correct option is A. What does a good model look like? ROC curve that approaches the top left corner with 100% true positive rate and 0% false positive rate will be the best model. A random model would display as a flat line from the bottom left to the top right corner. Worse than random would dip below the y equals to x line. Question 20. Which two components can you drag onto a canvas in Azure Machine Learning Designer? The two components that we can drag onto a canvas in Azure Machine Learning Designer are dataset and module. Thus, the correct options are A and D. You can drag and drop datasets and modules onto the canvas. Azure Machine Learning Designer lets you visually connect datasets and modules on an interactive canvas to create machine learning models. Question 21. You need to create a training dataset and a validation dataset from an existing dataset. Which module in the Azure Machine Learning Designer should you use? Here in this question, in order to fulfill the given requirement, we should use the split data module. Thus, the correct option is C. Common way of evaluating a model is to divide the data into a training and test set by using split data, and then validate the model on the training data. Use the split data module to divide a dataset into two distinct sets. The Studio currently supports training or validation data splits. Question 22. Which two actions are performed during the data ingestion and the data preparation stage of an Azure machine learning process? The two actions that are performed during the data ingestion and data preparation stage of an Azure machine learning process are combining multiple datasets and removing records that have missing values. Thus, the correct options are C and E. Question 23. Which two languages can you use to write custom code for Azure Machine Learning Designer? The two languages that we can use to write custom code for Azure Machine Learning Designer are Python and R. Thus, the correct options are A and B. Build and train machine learning models with state of the art machine learning and deep learning algorithms, including those for computer vision, text analytics, recommendations, and anomaly detection. Drag and drop modules for no code models or customize using Python and R code. Question 24. Your company wants to build a recycling machines for bottles. The recycling machine must automatically identify bottles of the correct shape and reject all other items. Which type of AI workload should the company use? Here in this question, based on the given requirements, the company should use computer vision. Thus, the correct option is C. Azure's computer vision service gives you access to advanced algorithms that process images and return information based on the visual features you are interested in. For example, computer vision can determine whether an image contains adult content, find specific brands or objects, or find human faces. Question 25. In which two scenarios can you use the form recognizer service? The two scenarios in which we can use the form recognizer service are extracting the invoice number from an invoice and identifying the retailer from a receipt. Thus, the correct options are A and D. Question 26. You are processing photos of runners in a race. You need to read the numbers on the runner's shirt to identify the runners in the photos. Which type of computer vision should you use? Here in this question, we need to read the numbers on the runner's shirts to identify the runners in the photo. As such, we will use optical character recognition. Thus, the correct option is B. OCR allows you to extract printed or handwritten text from images and documents. Question 27. You use drones to identify where weeds grow between rows of crops to send an instruction for the removal of the weeds. This is an example of which type of computer vision. The given scenario is an example of object detection. Thus, the correct option is A. Object detection is similar to tagging, but the API returns the bounding box coordinates for each tag applied. For example, if an image contains dog, cat, and a person, the detect operation will list those objects together with their coordinates in the image. Question 28. What are two tasks that can be performed by using the computer vision service? The two tasks that can be performed by using the computer vision service are detecting faces in an image and recognizing handwritten text. Thus, the correct options are B and C. About the options, B. Azure's computer vision service provides developers with access to advanced algorithms that process images and return information based on the visual features you are interested in. For example, computer vision can determine whether an image contains adult content, find specific brands or objects, or find human faces. About option C, computer vision includes optical character recognition or OCR capabilities. You can use the new Read API to extract printed and handwritten text from images and documents. Question 29. What is a use case for classification? A use case for classification is predicting whether someone uses a bicycle to travel to work based on the distance from home to work. Thus, the correct option is C. Question 30. What are two tasks that can be performed by using computer vision? The two tasks that can be performed by using computer vision are detecting brands in an image and detecting color scheme in an image. Thus, the correct options are B and C. These were all the questions for this video. You can find the complete PDF of this video and our practice questions through the link down in the description. We will be publishing more parts to this series in the future, so please make sure to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.